The Cyprus Naval Command is the armed sea wing of the Cyprus National Guard. This force does not possess any capital ships or other major warships, but is equipped with patrol boats, landing craft, surface-to-surface missile systems and integrated radar systems, as well as SEALs-type naval underwater demolitions units. The Cyprus Navy has the primary mission of defending the sea borders of the Republic of Cyprus, but is currently unable to access waters around Northern Cyprus which are controlled by the Turkish Navy since the 1974 conflict. History. Combat actions of 1964. On 6 August 1964, Cyprus National Guard forces commenced combat action against the Turkish Cypriot enclave of Kokina, in the northwest of Cyprus. This operation was regarded by both Cyprus and Greece as a necessary interdiction against a threat by Turkish Cypriot militia, who were using Kokina as a beachhead by which to land supplies and weapons shipped from Turkey. The Cyprus National Guard forces were under the command of General George Grivas, with the blessing of Athens. A combined land and sea attack was launched against Kokina using two Cyprus Navy R-151 group patrol boats, the Phaethon and the Arion, manned by Greek Navy personnel, firing 40mm and 20mm shells. The two patrol boats bombarded the enclave for a period of time, in conjunction with land-based 25-pounder artillery. The battle was well underway on 8 August when the Turkish Air Force commenced its own attack with fighter aircraft, making numerous strafing passes of Greek Cypriot positions. The vessel Phaethon was struck by rocket fire and burst into flames, forcing the crew to deliberately run it aground near Zeros harbor. 7 of the crew members on Phaethon were killed and several wounded in the attack, and the ship was unsalvageable and later stricken. The second R-151 group patrol boat, Arion, was attacked by the same Turkish fighter jet formations, and was reportedly struck several times by strafing fire, but escaped to Paphos. During the attack on the Arion, a Turkish F-100 Super Sabre piloted by Captain Cengiz Topal was struck by 40mm anti-aircraft fire and shot down. The pilot ejected overland but was promptly captured and lynched by members of the Cyprus National Guard. MTB's flotilla, 1st Squadron, Base, Boghazi, birds T4, T5, T6. 2nd Squadron, Base, Kyrenia, birds T1, T2, T3. Patrol Boats Squadron, Base, Boghazi, birds Levantis, Dedlos. 4 radar stations. Naval stations at Famagusta, Xylophagoes, Limassol, Paphos. Underwater demolitions unit. Cyprus Navy vessels in 1964 to 1974. Main armament 40mm Bofors Mark III L60 gun, 20mm Olicon Mark Chapter 10 L70 cannon, 14 5mm 2M5 machine guns, 450mm Type 45 to 52 torpedoes. Combat actions of 1974. On 15 July 1974, EOKABN elements of the Cyprus National Guard overthrew the legitimate president, Archbishop Makarios, and replaced him with Nikos Samson. Makarios escaped an initial attempt to capture him at the Archbishopric in Nicosia, and fled to Paphos. A naval patrol vessel, Levantis, was quickly dispatched to Paphos to begin shelling a radio station which was being operated by pro-Makarios elements. On 20 July 1974, Turkey invaded Cyprus in a surprise attack, without issuing a declaration of war. A naval force of Turkish vessels was detected by coastal radar at Apostolis Andreas approaching the coast, and a second force of naval vessels was sighted off the coast of Kyrenia during the early hours. The Cyprus National Guard Naval Command quickly ordered its two motor torpedo boats, T1 and T3, to attack the Turkish flotilla directly. Both vessels were promptly sunk by combined air and sea attack. The rest of the Cyprus Navy vessels were sunk by their own crews at Naval Base Chrysalis in Benghazi. After the conflict, two boats were refloated by Turkish troops and transferred to Gölcük Naval Museum, Turkey. In 1983, the Navy acquired a single Type 32L Estral fast patrol craft from France. The vessel has been upgraded, and has heavy armament, including two 2-round Mistral SIMBAD air defense missile launchers, one 40mm, 70 cal Breeder Bofors AA cannon and one 20mm, 90 cal Rheinmetall AA cannon. Later 40mm, 70 cal Breeder Bofors AA cannon was replaced by 20mm, 70 cal Lycon Mk10 AA cannon. In 1994, Cyprus acquired 24 aerospatial MM-40 Exocet Block II anti-ship missiles from France, along with 3 coastal defense batteries. In 2000, the Cyprus Navy received the ex-Hellenic Navy patrol boat Knossos, which was renamed Kyrenia, designated PO2 and formed the Kyrenia class. This vessel was Greek-made, of the Dylos class previously designated P269. This vessel is armed with one single 20mm, 70 cal Lycon Mk10 AA cannon and one 2-round Mistral SIMBAD air defense missile launcher. In 2002, the Cyprus Navy acquired 2 Rodman 55 fast assault boats for the purpose of serving her Special Forces units. These fast craft are named Agathos and Panagos. During 2004 to 2006, Cyprus took delivery of 4 FPB-30M type fast patrol craft from manufacturer Cantiere Navale Vittoria of Italy, of which 2 were intended for the Navy, and 2 intended for the Marine Police. These vessels were fitted with single 25mm, 80 cal KBAOTO Melara automatic cannons and 2 single 12.7mm machine guns, equipped with radars and forward-looking infrared. The Navy pair were issued the pennant numbers PO3 and PO4. 2011 Base Disaster and Naval Reconstruction. On the 11th of July 2011, the Evangelos Florάκis naval base explosion resulted in the destruction of much of the infrastructure of the nation's main naval port and loss of the commander of Cypriot Navy, Captain Andreas Ioannidis. Reconstruction began immediately on the strength of domestic contracts for buildings and structures. 2013 reported acquisition of new warships, following various media reports in 2012 that Cyprus was entertaining offers by Israel and Greece to supply 2 heavy offshore patrol vessels, being far larger and more capable than anything previously operated. It was extensively reported in January 2013 that Cyprus has signed an agreement with France to purchase 2 large, stealthy and well-armed vessels based upon the GOWIND corvette design. This frenzy of media speculation was bolstered by the otherwise sudden and unexplained visit to Cyprus by the Ladroit, which some sources interpreted as a demonstration of the ship design, to be held at Limassol port from 24 to 26 January 2013. Further unconfirmed reports by the Cyprus media claim to have it on good authority that a $120 million USD down payment for the vessels is factored into the 2013 fiscal budget, justified against the financial crisis by emergency defense requirements. Current organizational structure. Current inventory of vessels. Main naval base, Evangelos Florάκis. Marine naval stations, Limassol. PAFO's Navy commanders. 09.2000 to 10.07.2002 Captain Nicholas Georgiou, 07.2002 to 20.08.2008 Captain Evangelos Velvis. The 20th of August 2008, the 11th of July 2011, Captain Andreas Ioannidis. The 11th of July 2011, the 5th of November 2011, Captain George Pitsiakos. The 5th of November 2011, Captain Kyriakos Parkanis.